Divorce isn't the end of the world. And that's what I want people to understand, and I teach my children too, is that your mum and dad loved each other very dearly, and then they fell out of love and life changed, and that's okay.
Welcome back to another episode of my podcast, Relentless Life on Your Terms. I have Lauren with us today, who's the Director of Australia for Cinqe Elite Matchmakers. How are you, Lauren?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. So tell us a bit about what you do and a bit about the market, what you're finding.
Well, I'm the Director of Australia, so I represent singles all over our beautiful country. So Sydney, Melbourne, Gold Coast, Perth, Adelaide and beyond. And we are a matchmaking service. I work for Cinqe, who is a global company. It's a luxury service for elite singles.
So what does that mean exactly? What does a luxury service for elite singles mean?
So Cinqe Matchmaking has been around for 15 years, and they are based, we have a matchmaker in Dubai, LA, New York, Europe, and now Australia, which is new with me on board. We represent people that are intentional and want to find their match, not sitting on dating apps, but using a matchmaker. So we work with people that want to be matched based on compatibility and alignment rather than an algorithm. So it's a different service to what the apps are providing.
Because obviously it's a more targeted approach.
That's right. And it's a strategic. People that employ us are very serious about love and want a partner.
Which is why you said off before the camera that it's why you love doing what you do.
I do. I couldn't dream of a better job.
So tell us a little bit about Lauren. How did you get into that? And obviously, I know we share one of our kids has the same name as well, which I saw online. I reached out. I thought, wow, we've got the same daughter's name.
I love that name.
Tell us a bit about your journey. I know what you were doing. You did psychology before. You were a PT before. Tell us a bit about that, and then how did you get into that? Yeah.
So straight after school, I went to university and I studied psychology, natural medicine, holistic counselling with a component of relationship counselling.
So that was always in even your studying.
Like I didn't know what I was going to be when I was older, but my parents said, you must go to university.
Yep.
And, I was like, oh, well, I love people. Let me study human behaviour, personality disorders. Back before anyone called anyone a narcissist, I was learning about that. Back before we were having green smoothies and infrared saunas, I was practicing wellness. And 5 years at uni made it a great entry into, I loved the gym. So I became a holistic health coach at the gym, working with clients at 5 o'clock in the morning. And we worked on 6 principles. Can I tell you what they are?
I'd love to know what they are, yeah.
So in order, I practiced teaching clients about your thoughts, your mindset, breath, so diaphragmatic breathing, hydration, the importance of drinking water, nutrition, exercise, obviously at the gym,
yep,
and sleep-wake cycles, which are circadian rhythms, which all encompass holistic health to me. And so I bring that now as a matchmaker into my matchmaking. I believe that matchmaking can be intuitive, holistic, and then we get good results.
And I love what you wrote when you were a PT. You actually loved, even though they didn't like coming to the gym in the morning, the energy that you gave them to really tackle their day. And I could hear your enthusiasm when I was actually reading that. And I thought, that's how you want your PT or anyone that you're working with to share, because that's contagious.
Yeah, I think some of the guys I've always worked with men, to be honest. And some of them were CEOs, entrepreneurs that come to me at 5, they drag their feet. They're like, oh, I can't be bothered squatting now. Can you just stretch me? And so I'd stretch their hamstrings and I'd get the mood. I'm like, let's work on your mindset. And then we're going to go through the other things. And in 45 minutes, their whole mood changed. And I saw them walk out at 5:45 a.m. ready to tackle their day. And I knew that my job had been done and I felt rewarded just from that. And then it would move on and I'd work all day. But that was one thing that was so important to me, is that I want to just, when anyone is in my presence, to walk away and feel uplifted. And that still happens these days. So I was 20 something when I was doing that. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I just was like, I want to make myself happy. And in turn make others happy.
So you found that through service.
Yes.
You see, when you see someone's physiology change when they're walking out of the gym, like if I walk in and I've had a really tough morning and I see my trainer, I say to him, I don't want to leave anything. I want to go as hard as you can, make sure I can barely walk out, because then I feel that it's going to prepare me for the day. I'm going to put a lot of hard work into the gym, and it snaps my mindset back up as well.
We have to be careful not to go into adrenal overload. So I was a holistic health coach for many, many years before I met my husband, and I was practicing eating organic. I was quite extreme. I traveled with my friends. I had a great decade. I met my husband, who was a footballer. He, looking back, is not so compatible, but we fell madly in love. Very deep chemistry, deep love, and very quick. It was all very quick and hot and love bombing, and no negative, nothing negative in retrospect, but it was a deep love, but not a high compatibility. So we got married, and we had 2 children, and I didn't work. So I was a stay-at-home mum. I never went back to the gym because I found going back to the gym at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., I was missing my children at those peak times when they needed me. So I thought when I started PT, like that would be a great profession for a mother, but it's actually not.
You see, when you talk about, I'm also divorced as well. Sometimes you are compatible, but then you just change, or people outgrow it, and it never has to be bad. You can still look back with beautiful, fond memories. You've got 2 kids. I've got 3 kids with my ex-wife, and surely there's a great part to that. It was a great journey. That's what I like to remember relationships as. Even though they've ended, or whatever the case may be, there was good memories. You were brought together for some reason, and when you're with someone for, I don't know, a long period of time, which I don't know what you consider long, maybe a year or 2 or 3. In my case, 18, I think you should always look back and say, this is what I love from this relationship. This is what I've learned. And it's just not meant to be. Some people grow apart.
I think through the decades, you do evolve. I wish more men would think of their divorce like you just explained. Unfortunately, people harbor anger, and that they're hard people to work with. So as a matchmaker, I try and look for men that speak like you, because if you're going to speak negatively about your ex-wife, I find that difficult. And I would hope that my ex said nice things about me, because I think that no matter what, we do share children, and having an amicable post-divorce is very important.
Well, look, obviously, sometimes it's not easy at the start, but in time, it's also good for your kids to see a good example of 2 mature adults, to see what it can be like. And obviously, you mentioned off air, which is why you love. I'm also hopeless romantic. You're always looking for that thing forever, but sometimes it's just not meant to be. And in your case, you've met someone else. You've blended a big family, which was great.
Yes. Divorce isn't the end of the world. And that's what I want people to understand. And I teach my children too, is that your mum and dad loved each other very dearly, and then they fell out of love and life changed, and that's okay. And more divorce, obviously I'm busy with a lot of divorcees. It's just not the end of the world.
Is that most of the clients you're seeing now?
I think I have a very huge amount in divorcees, especially men that want to repartner for the 2nd or 3rd time.
Is there a particular age you're finding? 35
to 65 is my peak, is my sweet spot right now.
Because I see you've got quite a wide range of people that you work with, don't you?
21 to 85 is the age range. I have quite a few widows that are 60 to 85 that still believe in love and want to the rest of their life with someone. But yeah, I've got some 22-year-olds. I think that's amazing, especially women that are intentional and want to go in knowing by the time they're 30 they've met their partner. I think I'm worried for the next generation, with the stats showing that women are going to be single for longer and child-free.
Can I ask you, based on everything that you're seeing, because I guess everything that you said, I think would form a very, very good framework to be an amazing matchmaker. You're into fitness, think holistic things are important. You talk a lot about mindset, changing people's day, and I think that's a very, very good recipe to becoming a good matchmaker. What brought you to matchmaking? Why? How did you fall into that field?
Well, I have a mindset of abundance. There's no scarcity. So I've always thought whatever I'm meant to be will be, and I'm excited for that. And that's just the way I wake up in the morning. And I cannot believe that the universe has given this. It's like been such a blessing. I've been delivered my best dream, ideal job on a platter, and I'm thankful every day. I just don't know how it happened. Like, I look back sometimes and I think I was meant to do this because I studied relationship counseling. I was never going to be a counselor and sit on a couch and listen to people's problems because that would have drained me. But this is a way of helping people and counseling people, but in a positive way, like making them restore their hope, restore their faith, know that good things are coming, and don't think with the mindset of lack or scarcity. I think that's the key to dating as well. As a matchmaker, I did the holistic health coaching. I then, after being divorced, became a personal shopper because I thought after my divorce.
What's a personal shopper?
I'm going to tell you, like,
Yep.
after my divorce, I didn't work for 10 years and I was a stay-at-home mum, and I didn't have any money. So I really needed to go back to the workforce. And I actually sat there one day thinking, wow, I can't feed my children. What am I really good at? And what am I going to become now? And how am I going to rebuild? And I said, I'm really good at shopping. So I decided to create a business out of nothing. And everyone used to say to me, oh, why are you so dressed up? Or where are you going? I'm like, why are you wearing activewear when you're not at the gym? Like, let's go shopping. Let's look good. Let's feel good. It organically fell into that I started shopping for a lot of men, divorced men. I don't know where they found me. And they said to me, I've got a date tomorrow. Can you find an outfit? Because I wear a suit every day. I was like, yeah, let's go buy chinos and a cool top and you can go for brunch on your date. And then some guys were like, I look amazing. I feel amazing. Thank you for taking me shopping. Do you have a girl for me? It's like, actually, I do. I'm going to set you up with someone. And it just progressed from there.
Oh,
and
that's so funny.
honestly, like, they said, well, you've dressed me so well. Like, I need a woman now. And I just made my friends, my contacts, my network. I have an amazing network. Thankfully, my mum's 75. She's so popular. She's so outgoing and social. I used her network, my brother's network. He's 2 years younger, my sister's network. And we just came together and we're like, I'm going to find this guy someone. And they ended up getting married.
It's funny how you talk about it. You got networks from everywhere.
All
You're
ages.
using it to matchmake.
Yeah.
That's
I
incredible.
used to say to my mum, oh my God, this guy's like 60. Do you know someone divorced? She was like, yeah. I called them. I set them up on a date. And my matchmaking just went crazy.
Why do you think that is? Is because you knew a lot about the person and you were very, very thorough with who you. What do you think made that a good match? What does a good match make? When you're looking for candidates and they come to you, how would you initially think, I think you'll be a good match?
Well, I think what I don't look at is height, age, and income. And I think that's what the world is obsessed with. So I look deeper at the same goals, the same desires, the same dreams, the same timing of life. I think they're key ingredients to a good match. So I'm not going to match someone. I had a girl recently who's stunning, beautiful, divorced, and she wanted someone good looking and great and everything, and I had the guy, but he hadn't had kids. So it wasn't a match because he wants to settle down, get married and have kids. She's already had 2 kids, doesn't want more children. It's not a match. Yes, they can go out, they can be attracted to each other, but long term, it's not going to work.
You're not interested in waiting that time. In the meantime, you want to find the right person.
Yeah, if you want to just go out with someone for the hell of it, sure, I'll set you up. But I work deeply on alignment and trying to find long-term partners. It's not a hook. I'd never fell for, and I'm not a hookup girl or hookup culture, instant gratification. That's just wasting time to me.
So there's very, very different because all these apps that are out there, there's so many, I don't even know half of them, but there's that many apps out there, is very, very different. Are you finding people are going off these apps and more to dating sites to find a more strategic match, or it's just
I'm going to tell you, I went on the apps in 2018 because I was curious. I met my husband in a nightclub and we hit it off. There was no apps back when I got married. So obviously curiosity got to me and I went on Tinder, Hinge and Bumble. And back then, compared to 2025, I met the most beautiful men pre-COVID that were all looking for the same thing. I didn't have romantic connection with them because I wasn't ready. I was just coming out of a divorce. But they were kind. They ended up becoming my friends. I always had someone to go out with as a friend, and I ended up matching a lot of them. So, So for me, they weren't a match, but I knew what I was looking for because of my psychology and my relationship counseling background. I didn't fall for guys asking me to send them photos or nonsense that I didn't want to do. I made friends. I made more network. I made
The
connections with
human to human
business.
connection.
Yeah. And I got off the app. You know, the apps say, oh, we're designed to be deleted. They are designed to talk and text all day long. And it is not, especially not for my clients because they are busy doing real things.
You mentioned that before when I read that somewhere, that it's for people that are too busy or not going to be on apps. So it's mainly, when you say elite singles, I am assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the executive, the CEO, it's the athlete, it's the celebrity, whatever that would they be most of?
So it is for men that are busy working, entrepreneurial, successful men, CEOs, bankers, politicians, celebrities. It is for people that would never sit on a computer and swipe a photo. Yes, we want attractive partners, but there's so much more to a photo. So the apps are just looking at surface level. I think that my ideal client is someone who is really busy and has a full life. They're doing philanthropic work. They run businesses. They are amazing fathers. They're high value human beings. And I don't want to say it, but I feel like it's very common to be on an app and it's not for my type of people.
And on average, do you have more women or men on your database or about equal? What would it be?
We had a recent article in Goop.
Yep.
Gwyneth Paltrow introduced us, and our website nearly blew up. There was like 2,000 women in an hour joining our database, which is amazing. I specifically work with men. I do work with women too, and I have quite a few, but I have more men. I probably would say that I'm the only matchmaker in the world that has more men on their database. It's really hard to find guys. Matchmakers all over the world predominantly have more women. I'm not like that.
Now, across because it's obviously a national business, Cinqe, which have you ever compared notes to what the differences are between relationships in different countries and different cultures?
100%. Well, Australia is multicultural, so I have Indian clients, I have Asian clients, even in Australia. But we work under the one umbrella. It's a global company. We have daily team meetings.
Do you do matchups across?
Yeah, I've got guys
No
flying
way.
into Miami on dates.
Are you
I've got
serious?
guys from New York coming to Australia to meet a girl.
No way.
Proper.
I had no idea. I was
It's
just
the
wondering
best.
because if it's a global network, I don't know, you'd obviously use global members.
100%. So we are a collaborative agency. There are lots of guys in America that want to meet Australian women. Heaps. They love Aussies.
Wow. So Cinque's obviously been around for quite a while.
15 years.
And you've featured in a lot of publications, yes? Tell us a bit about a few of them. You've won a few awards as well, because I saw was on Instagram an article, a big article that was recent.
I can't remember which one, but we've been in the Herald Sun in Australia, Herald Sun, The Age, Sydney Morning Herald, on the Nova radio station. But globally, we're on, I don't have it in front of me, but we have a lot of exposure. I think we have been rated in the top 4 luxury matchmaking agencies in the world.
That's incredible.
Top 4.
So tell us a couple tips for those singles out there that are looking for love. Tell us a couple things that they should know.
About being single?
About matchmaking, about what they should look.
I think you get really good results when you trust the process. You don't hurry and you're not impatient, and you must trust your matchmaker implicitly. We want the best for you. We are deep empaths. I feel what you feel, and I don't want to waste time. So it's not, yes, it's expensive, but we put our heart and soul into a match. Not every match is the perfect match. So we're not fairy godmothers. We're not miracle makers, but we listen to you and we invest in you and we match you accordingly. I think all of us have that. And I said to Rachel, she's overseas, Rachel is one of our team members, we're like all the same, but in different bodies and different hair color. Like we're all the same. We actually are like the same people.
But that's why you're brought together and you're attracted to the same industry, because like attracts like.
Yes.
So,
And the universe gave me these like sisters, you know, they're halfway around, over the other side of the world, but we have such, I say to them, wow, it's a match. Like we are all a match. And I feel very grateful for them. They're powerhouses. They're beautiful people. And I feel so backed and supported being with women that truly support other women.
it's very, very important. People should help people because together you can do much better things and you're stronger and you're more efficient.
But I think a lot of women, and I'm not being harsh, say they back women and they don't. And I think that's a problem maybe in Australia. I don't know if it's so much in America, but, you know, International Women's Day, there's all these women talking about how great they are and how they back women. I know for a fact they don't. So, so I just don't like bullshit.
I like
I
that.
call it, you know, like you want to back a woman, truly back them and support them. There's no jealousy. I don't have jealousy for other women. So I think I like to be around women. Like our team, we want everyone to do amazing, like in everything, like their marriage, their children, our clients. We really
Because
back each other.
it is complex though. When you're divorced or got kids or you're 40, 45 in my case, there's a lot more complications than when you're 20 and you fall in love, or 30, because there's a lot more things that go along with that. You're integrating two families, and you know as well now, being in another relationship and having 5 kids now, I believe, yes?
I have 6. We have 6. We have 6. I didn't
6.
birth 6. You know, the first night I went out with Mick, he's my partner, I asked him 4 times, 5 times, "You really have 4 children? You really have 4 children?" And he was like, "Yes, why do you keep asking me?" I'm like, "Great, that's exactly what I want." Because I knew what I wanted. Obviously, I had a checklist, but I was very flexible with my checklist of but once you're clear on what you want, you can really sift out what you don't want. And I knew I wanted to meet someone with a large family because I like entertaining. I like people coming over. I like, I was brought up in just a huge
Did you come from a big
European.
family?
Ye- Uh, Not really. I have my mum, my brother, and my sister. My parents are
So
divorced.
3 of you. So you 2
Yes,
siblings. Usually they say you want where you come from. I come from 4. I'm the youngest of 4,
I would have had 4 if I could.
and I have 4.
Mm.
But would I blend kids or would I have more? Sure. I think the more kids, the better. Kids
Me
are beautiful,
too.
but there's nothing more rewarding. I think kids make you young. They do age you, I guess, sometimes, but there's nothing nicer than having a big family. Especially I'm ethnic too, so we come from a decent family. I don't think these days the families are that big anymore. They might have 1 or 2 children. Not many
Especially
people have 3.
Australians.
Not
Like,
many people have 3+ kids now. I
no,
don't find.
I personally, if I stayed married, I would have had 3 or 4. It wasn't the case. And that's why I feel so deeply for women as well that are 38 and can't find a partner, because I still regret not having more children. I wish I had 4. So yes, in saying that, I asked Mick, he thought I was going to run a mile because no girl wants a guy with 4 children, he thought. So in terms of blending, and honestly, the mistake I made, the relationship before this, he did not embrace my children, and I found it hard to be attracted to him, because if you love my children and know that I'm a package, we can talk. We cannot talk if you don't like my children, respect my children, care for them. And the way Mick loves my kids is probably the biggest turn on.
But it's also a package deal. You come with your kids. I was the
Not
same.
everyone understands that though.
But I think if you're not a parent, it's harder to understand. If you are a parent, it is. So if you are a single divorced person with 4 kids, there's still hope for you. Is that what you're saying?
100%. There are girls that will embrace you and love every
There you
single
go. Very,
one.
very lucky for people like myself out there. But you know what?
Well, you're the prize. So you got to remind yourself that, whether you come with kids or children or not.
But it's like you said, it is a package deal. Your kids are an extension of you. And if you meet a partner with your kids, you should be that. I'll always never take the responsibility of someone's father, but a good responsible stepfather, because there's got to be limits and boundaries. Because for me, when eventually my ex-wife meets someone, I'll always be the father, but I want her to meet a great guy that's my kids can look up to, a role model as a stepfather as well. I think that's a good and healthy thing.
I mean, I'm worried about women that are so concerned about dating post-divorce that they neglect their children, and there are people that do that and make dating a priority instead of. My mum, when I got divorced, I'll tell you one thing I'll never forget. She said to me, Lauren, because I said, well, how am I going to meet someone? I've got 2 children and, I had a moment where I doubted myself.
I think everyone would though.
And she said, Lauren, who cares? All you need to do right now is look after those children and everything will fall into place. And everything happens for a reason. Just 24/7, make sure that they're okay and you will be rewarded in whatever you want.
You know what it is though too? It's the energy. If you want something, you need to become it because you'll attract it. It's energetically.
100%.
And I think it's very, very important. And even though I think most people think like that when they separate with kids. I know I did. Now this is a lot harder. I've got 4 kids, but the person that cares for you, even in that next relationship, there's going to be people out there if you're upfront about it. I think it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not for everyone. I remember once when I had my son, I met someone. She goes, I can't date someone with a kid. Now I'm very forthcoming. If you meet me within the first day or 2, you're going to know that I've got kids. I have to. I can't. And she told me that front, and I said to her, thank you for letting me know. I prefer you tell me that I only had 1 son back then. That's a deal breaker because for me, that's more important than lying to someone or not having that understanding.
Yeah. I think transparency is key and you're not wasting time with people that don't want the whole of you.
Of course, which is always the same. Now, I'm going to be very respectful of your time, Lauren. As it's come accustomed, I've always got my quick fire questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Fictional or non-fictional?
Fictional.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
Call or video chat?
Both. Videos. I've got a funny story. So when I started seeing Mick, I love FaceTime. I just FaceTime people all the time. Why not? And he said, you just FaceTime me too much. And he laughs about it now. And I was I coming on too strong? He was like, no, but what? Well, it's with the FaceTime. People don't do it enough. Like it's a feature on the phone to be used.
Yeah, that's funny. Solo travel or group travel?
Group, always with your family.
Forest or desert?
Ooh, desert.
Smoothie or juice?
Juice.
Action movie or romantic comedy?
Oh, please. I'm not even answering that. Rom-com.
I was about to say,
please.
This one's designed for you.
I can't watch anything but rom-com. Like I need more suggestions of what to watch.
Can't help you there. Ebook or paperback?
Paperback.
You're like me. You're very old-fashioned with that stuff. But no matter what happens, old-fashioned traditions will never change. We talk about social media, and I think people are losing that ability to communicate. Nothing, in my opinion, I'm old-fashioned, as I said, will ever come to meeting someone face-to-face, whether it's a relationship, whether it be a business friendship. It's what it's meant to be, in my opinion. Anyway.
I hardly text as well. Just call me. I'm so up for a chat. Like I love chatting to people, and texting, you can misconstrue what people say. And
how do you use grammar and all that? For dyslexic people, it's very, very challenging. Drive or take public transport?
Drive.
Cook at home or dinner out?
Both. I love both. But you know what? As I get older, I'm such a homebody. I just think like restaurants are so boring.
I'm a bit of a foodie. I like going out.
Oh, I've done them. I've done every restaurant,
I love being at home. Nothing beats a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you think of when you wake up?
How thankful I am.
Name one person that's really impacted your life in a positive way.
Oh, well, I have 3, but it would have to be my village, my team, which is my mum, my sister, and my brother. In particular, my brother. He is the most, like I can't even talk about him. Obviously, my children I love, but he's impacted my mindset, taught me to be grateful. He's like an old soul. He's from another planet.
Can I ask you a question? What's the gap between you?
18 months. And do you know what?
Oh my God.
The truth is, the truth is, I was so mean to him.
You older or younger?
I'm older. We had a toxic upbringing, honestly, really toxic. And only when I became older did I realize he was a gift from God.
Do you know you just described mine and my sister's relationship?
She's older?
18 months. I'm October. She's April.
I'm April. He's July.
18
She's
months
April?
difference, yeah.
What?
27th.
Ah, that's my
Me and
grandmother.
her are like this. She's like my soulmate. Different. We are best friends. When we were younger, she wasn't as much of a fan because I'd always bother her. I'd never let any men speak to her. And at school, I'd always follow her. And if anyone would speak to her, I'd go up to them because my two older brothers weren't there. One of them, the fighter, lucky they weren't there because he wouldn't be as nice as I was. He was in Australia. My other brother's a little bit more laid back, but I was very protective over her. But now as we've gotten older, she actually helps me with my kids. We're like literally, she's my best friend in the world.
Best friend in the world.
What you described about your brother is what my sister Artemis would say about me. And it's 18 months apart. Can you believe that? And she's older.
Yeah. And honestly, I found him to be such a burden when we were younger because why did you take all the attention? Like I just was born. I wanted, I was the middle child. I've got real middle child syndrome, I think. And we had a terrible upbringing, honestly, with my mum and my dad. But anyone that knows us since birth knows that I was horrible to and so I'm forever indebted. And not only that, when I got divorced, he saved me. Like I still look at my washing machine in my laundry. I had no money. And like I said to him, I can't wash the clothes. And he said, come now, we go. But anything I wanted, he saved me financially, spiritually, emotionally. And I'm not best friends with him because he helped me.
That brought you closer together or made you appreciate each other more.
And before Mick, he was like a father to my children. So yeah, I said the other day, he's single. And I said, you're very bad for my business. I mean, if I can't match you, this is not going well. And he's extremely fussy. He wants...
How old is he?
42.
Oh.
I've set him up with the best girls in Melbourne. He's struggling to find the connection. He teaches me a lot about my business and singles as well.
That's actually good for feedback both ways. That's very clever. Yeah,
and I set him up once on a date on Sunday. It was a very good date. There's never a good date with him. He doesn't like anyone.
That's good.
And I said, if anything, and I had a rough week with the matchmaking. And I said, oh, what am I going to do? Like, this is hard. And I said, I thought to myself, you know what? If the best thing that comes out of this career is that I match my brother, then I've done a good job.
That's it. Now, first thing you think of when you wake up?
Thankfulness. I say to my son, how good is this?
And for the important last question, on a scale of 1 to 10, Lauren, how much have you enjoyed being on the show?
100.
There you go. Thank you so much. Remember, if you want to see more content, more episodes of Relentless, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.